Hi friends. For the kindergarten students, I delivered supplies today. I left it on your front porch. I might have knocked on some doors I did not because of the no contact and the social distancing. And the signs that are put out there, just put them in your yard if you would like to. If not, you can display them in the window, telling them that your child is graduated and is going to kindergarten this fall. And I'm going to read a few stories today. I hope everybody's having a safe summer and wear the sunblock because Miss Debbie I got really sunburned. I'm peeling right now. Make sure you wear sunscreen and put on mosquito spray if you're staying out late at night because Miss Debbie's feet are ate up with bugs and it's very annoying to get your mosquitoes or chiggers or whatever on your skin. So just make sure that you're following safe precautions and keep social distancing, even though it seems like the virus is gone, it's not gone. So okay, today we're going to read 3 stories. I'm going to start with life with my family. Set that down. I don't know if you can see me very good. Okay. Life with my family. I read this earlier this year, but I got new students, and I thought since we're talking about community and family, I would read it again. I really think this is a nice book. It has really good illustrations. The illustrator is Catherine Durst, and the illustrator is the person that draws the pictures in the story. So all these nice pictures, the illustrations, that's called illustrations when you draw a picture. It's called illustrations when you draw on paper. And the person that wrote the words in the book, Life with My Family, is Renee Hooker and Carl Jones. So those are the people that wrote the story. Okay? Maybe when you grow up, you can be an author and write stories for children to read. Life with my family is not always easy. Sometimes I wonder what else we could be. As a pod of pelicans, we soar above trees. She's dreaming of what other kind of family she could be. No time to fight, as busy as a swarm of bees. As a school of fish, we'd swim among the bubbles. As a herd of buffalo flies would be our only troubles. Where did the buffalo live? Miss Debbie went and seen the buffalo a few summers ago. They live out west. They're big. They're bigger than cows. As a playful pride of lions, we'd hunt and we'd trap. Why are lions called a pride? Why don't they call them a group? As pandemonium of parrots, we'd squawk and we'd flap. As a smack of jellyfish, we'd float clear as glass. As wisdom of wombats, we'd waddle through the grass. But animals, I guess, we might have problems too as animals. Animals have problems too as families. What are some problems that you have in your families? Can you tell your mom about it? Maybe if you talk about it, you will feel better. What if they tried to take my little brother to the zoo? That was their problem. And they were worried about it. Life isn't always easy with my family. But while we're together, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. No two families are the same. Every family is different. So your family is special, because there isn't one just like yours. The end. The next one I'm going to read is called The Doorbell Rang. Does anybody have doorbells at their house? If so, what do they sound like? I don't know if there's a shadow on that. The Doorbell Rang by Pat Hutchings. This is an older book. I made some cookies for tea, said Ma. Good, said Victoria and Sam. We're starving. Share them between yourselves, said Ma. I've made plenty. That's 6 each, said Sam and Victoria. They look as good as Grandma, said Victoria. They smell as good as Grandma, said Sam. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Tom and Hannah from next door. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. There's Tom and Hannah from next door. That's 3 each, said Sam. They smell as good as Grandma, said Tom. And look as good, said Hannah. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Peter and his little brother. Come in, said Ma. Can you share the cookies? That's 2 each, said Victoria and Sam. They look as good as your grandma, said Peter, and smell as good. So they used to get 4 cookies, and then they used to get 3 cookies. Now they only get 2 cookies. What's going to happen if the doorbell rings again? Are they going to have enough cookies? It was Joy and Simon and their 4 cousins. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. That's 1 each, said Sam and Victoria. They smell as good as your grandma, said Joy, and look as good as, said Simon. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. Oh no. I don't know if there's going to be enough. Do you think there's going to be enough cookies? What would you do? What can they do to make more cookies? Look at all those kids. There's a lot of kids, and I don't know if there's enough cookies. and ring. Uh-oh. The doorbell rang again. And they each got one cookie. What are they going to do if there's more friends that come? Oh dear, said Ma, as the children stared at the cookies on their plates. Perhaps you'd better eat them before we open the door. Well, wait, said Sam. We'll wait, Sam said. It was Grandma with her enormous tray of cookies. Now they might have enough cookies. Grandma bought more cookies. Good thing their grandma brought them cookies. How nice to have so many friends to share them with, said Grandma. It's a good thing I made a lot. And no one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, and the doorbell rang. Okay, the last story I'm going to read is called Fredrick, and it was written by Leo Leone. All along the meadow where the cows grazed and horses ran, there was an old stone wall. In the wall, not far from the barn and the granary, and a chatty family of field mice had their home. But the farmers had moved away, and the barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. They all worked day and night, except for Fredrick. Fredrick didn't work. Fredrick, why don't you work? They asked. I do work, said Fredrick. I gather sun rays for the cold, dark winter days. There's Fredrick. He's not doing nothing. And all these mice are working, but Fredrick, he's not doing nothing. And when they saw Fredrick sitting there staring in the meadow, they said, and now Fredrick, They said, Fredrick, sitting there, staring at the meadow. They said, and now Fredrick, what are you doing now? I gather colors, answered Fredrick simply, for winter is gray. It's Fredrick, not doing a thing. And once Fredrick seemed half asleep. Are you dreaming, Fredrick? They asked. But Fredrick said, oh no, I'm gathering words. For the winter days are long and many, and we'll run out of things to say. They're working hard. The winter days come, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little mice took their hideout into the stones. There goes the mice, and there goes Fredrick. They're hiding in the stones because the snow's starting to fall. In the beginning, there was lots to eat, and the mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a happy family. There's their family of mice. They're eating all the food they stored. But little by little, they nibbled up most of the nuts and berries, and straw was gone. And the corn was only a memory. It was cold in the wall, and no one felt like chatting. Then they remembered what Fredrick had said about the sun rays and the color and the words. "What about your supplies, Fredrick?" they asked. There's Fredrick. "Close your eyes," he said, as he climbed on a big stone. "Now I send you the rays of the sun. Do you feel how golden glow?" And as Fredrick spoke of the sun, the 4 little mice began to feel warmer. Was it Fredrick's voice that made them feel warmer? Or was it magic? "And how the colors, Fredrick? How about the colors, Fredrick?" they asked anxiously. Fredrick said, "Close your eyes, close your eyes." And he told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies, and the yellow wheat and the green leaves of the berry bush. They saw colors clearly. As if they had been painted in their minds. "And the words, Fredrick? What about the words?" Fredrick cleared his throat. "Wait a minute." And then, as it was from a stage, Fredrick said, "Who gathers the snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather? And who makes it nice? Who grows 4-leaf clovers in June? Who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? 4 field mice who live in the sky. 4 little mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers. Then comes the summer who paints in the flowers. The fall mouse is next with walnuts and wheat. And the winter is last with the little cold feet. Aren't we lucky there are 4 seasons? Think of the year with 1 less or 1 more." He told them a poem to make them feel better. When Fredrick had finished, they all applauded. "But Fredrick," they said, "you are a poet." Fredrick blushed and took a bow, and shyly said, "I know it." Was Fredrick a bad mouse because he didn't do anything? At the end, he contributed something to them that they needed. I think this book tells that we all have something to give. We are all capable of doing anything we put our minds to. Even though it might seem like we're not doing anything at the time, everybody's doing something and contributes something. And he did it for his friends and his family. It was nice seeing you guys again. Until next time, if you want to request any stories, just put it in the comments below, and I will look and see what stories I have, okay? Talk to you later. I hope the kindergarten kids found the supplies on their porch. Bye.